YouTube, this is Fraser, and today I'm going to show you how to make a velocity projectile on Roblox. Like last time, we'll be using button pressing, Roblox Studio and build mode, view, explorer, view properties, and view output. And open up the players menu, your player in the backpack. Insert object local script, and I'm going to call it fireball. This is handy for fighting games like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z and the sorts. So yeah, it's really handy. Just quick rush by this bit since we've already done it. Parent. And the actual projectile itself will be a part with the body velocity. So let's start shaping up. I'm just going to name it X because I don't want to, we'll have to refer to it like 10 times in the next few lines. We won't want to parent it right now, so we're going to just leave it at instance.new part. And we'll parent it after we've done all the details because that can cause glitches if we do it beforehand. Equals smooth. X dot bottom surface equals smooth, so that you wouldn't have studs and inlets in the top and bottom of the brick. And most importantly for this, so that we wouldn't, it wouldn't be square by default or rectangle. The good thing about making it a ball is it kind of evens out the points, so you wouldn't get like 10.2 or something, it would just go straight to 10. For building, sometimes at the very start I like to make all of the parts bricks, all of the bricks balls, and then turn them back to parts, so that its size numbers will be evened out and have like no points or anything like that. There's other ways to do it, but I find that quicker for myself. And I'm going to call the body velocity Y. Velocity, capital V. And I'm just going to insert it here so you can see the velocity, max force and all that stuff. It's got quite awkward syntax. The V isn't capital here, and max is lower caps, then F is randomly capital, so you might want to keep that open while you do the coding. Y.max force equals vector3.new, because it's free numbers. And we're going to go with math.huge, math.huge, math.huge. And in case you're wondering why, it's because if it's a low number like 4000, it will just roll across the ground slowly, but we wanted to shoot forward really powerfully. Of course it will move at the way if something anchored blocks its path, but yeah, there's a high chance of knocking down a player that's in the way, instead of just going around the player. which gives it quite a good effect. Of course, if you wanted to roll across the ground, you can always make that like 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, but I'm sure in most cases you won't want it to roll across the ground. You want it to shoot and defy vertical gravity. And here's another tricky bit. Character dot torso dot Z-frame dot look vector times 80. I could go into depth, but basically all it does is gets your torso Z-frame and shoots it in front of it at the speed of 80. I wouldn't recommend going higher than 120 or less than 25. It can, well, I think 120 is just, I would only use that for something like Rasen, Shuriken and Naruto terms. We're going to go for 80, that's a good fireball speed. This is a nice big fireball too. Although I consider 10 small fireball, and I like to go 13ish for large fireball. I wouldn't go any lower than 8. And now we'll start parenting it. Workspace y.parent equals x, and the fire, we can just parent that right off the bat. So its size will be 12, slightly bigger than the actual thing, but fire's smaller by default anyway. And the heat is 0, so that means it will just go in a circular-like form, kind of like Rasengan. Because it's a ball of fire, I want to give it a focus look, and we'll want transparency too, otherwise it'll be completely visible. Equals 0.5. Now it's because it's supposed to be a gas and not like a liquid or a solid, we want to give it a high transparency. And what this will do is it adds our fireball to the game debris after 6 seconds, which basically removes it. I of course did not know, well I say of course, but it's, anyway, I didn't know about this at first, so I made loads of scripts in my lighting folder, about 30 of them in total, which remove items at different times and stuff like that. A lot of them are necessary though, to create smoke clouds and stuff, but over half of them are just like wait 6, remove, wait 2.5, move, wait 2, remove. It's pretty funny. I should have researched more before I started my most recent Naruto game. And I'm just going to indent this out for good practice. When I'm typing my code, it doesn't seem necessary, but if it's a long code, then it can get really messy if you've got no tabbing. And if you go back to read it later on, when you're not familiar with your own script, it just becomes a big mess. Okay. And we have an error here. What is our error? Pretty simple error there. I got mixed up with meshes and bricks for a second there. So it's brick colour here. I could have sworn I could have went either way, but and there we go. A little low though. Why is it so low? Oh yes, of course we haven't positioned it yet. I got distracted by the fire. Okay. So x.cframe equals player.character.torso.cframe times cframe.new 0, 0, minus 10, which basically gets your torso C-frame once again and adds onto that C-frame with 0, 0, and for the last of the three arguments, this is basically forward and backwards, and for some odd reason minus is always in front. I know, Roblox logic. And since for variables size is like 10, I'm just going to add 2 onto that, so 12. That's a nice safe size, so it will shoot directly in front of us. And that is a nice variable. Of course 10 would have worked too. And as you can see, even with no heat, it still looks like it does have heat because it's constantly moving, so the fire lags behind it. If we had added heat, it would be shooting upwards as well, which would be kind of weird since it's like just going straight forward. So yeah, just going to add 3 onto that to give it 15, and I'm going to make another function here. And before I do anything else, the connection line. Just going to make that local. And I'm going to call the function onDamage. And there'll be a loop here. So it will take 25 health slowly. And or I'll just remove that straight away. So yeah, we'll disable the script once it makes sure that parts parent is a humanoid, like so, and then it will disable the script so it can't hit anyone else. And this loop will run from 1 to 25. The loop's named I, but we don't refer to it anyway. But this can be used to track which loop it's on. So we, like, if I is equal to like 3, then do this, so that only run that one loop, which is handy, but we don't need it now. And we're lowering the health by 1 every 0.05 seconds, and then removing it afterwards. And just to stop people using their settings to make their default LUA wait time 0, we can do this run equals service run service. This only really works with local scripts, it's a bit more complicated for normal scripts. let's try this. One second, but I'm just going to stick to my usual methods. So we'll take this function here and put it inside the script in Fireball, just a normal script, and make this a normal weight here too. Since we know the Fireball's firing now, and this script will go inside X. It's easier to manage, and if you're going to have like, loads of attacks, it gets a bit messy, having them all piled in damages and stuff. And I'll call it fire damage. Script dot fire damage clone fd dot parent equals x. And one more thing, one mistake people make more often than you'd think: they let the attacks hit themselves. Don't want to spam with if statement, so we'll put in an and here. Part dot parent dot name is not equal to script dot parent dot name, then this means that it can't hit it if it's the script won't activate if the enemy has the same name as the ball of fire, but that means we'll have to name the ball after ourselves. X.name equals player.name. This makes it easy to give KOs because you can use the name of the attack to give yourself kills and stuff using your leaderboard. And let's test this, see if it has any errors. I'm just going to disable this first, and then we can enable it. Oh, and there we go, it damages. Just had to give that a wee refresh there. But it also blasts them away, and since it's a fireball we don't want to have collision, so we'll make that false. Now I need to get another invincible dummy. I use these to test my Naruto game and Friaz Escape and Martial Arts Battle Arena because they act like a normal player. They stand up and stuff, sit down, and jump when they need to, and they just take damage and heal every 5 seconds, and it works perfectly. There we go. And we can also add on to that, like make it more realistic, like in my Naruto game with which whatever part gets hit gets some fire added to it. and it grows and grows and then vanishes. One other thing I like about scripts like these is it's easier to refresh than a local script where you have to. Well, anyway, the fire grows and it hit the arm there, you can tell, and then the left arm here, the torso. It looks so much more realistic, doesn't it? And that is how you make a damaging projectile fireball in Roblox Lua. Hope this tutorial was useful. If you have any questions, please ask. Thanks for watching, and good luck to you and your battle games or whatever you'll be using this for.